Welcome to The Climb. This is a show dedicated to helping singers, songwriters, and indie artists like you create leverage in the music business. C.I.L.M.B, you see, stands for Creating Leverage in the Music Business. We're so smart. Let me introduce you to my co-host and good friend, Mr. Brent Baxter. Brent is an award-winning hit songwriter with cuts by Alan Jackson, Randy Travis, Lady Antebellum, Joe Nichols, and more. And Brent also goes out of his way to help songwriters like you turn pro by teaching the art, craft, and equally as important, the business of songwriting. And you can find him at manvsrow.com. That's manvsrow.com, or the newly rebranded songwritingpro.com, because after all, we want you to be a songwriting pro.
There we go. And I would like to introduce you to my co-host, Johnny Dwinell. Johnny owns Daredevil Production. It's an innovative artist development company. They help you find your sound, and they help you find your audience. Not only do they develop and improve your artistry, they also grow and monetize your fan base, creating cash flow.
Because cash is king.
Daredevil has worked with multi-platinum artists like Colin Ray, Tracy Lawrence, Ty Herndon, and Andy Griggs, just to name a few. You can find Johnny at daredevilproduction.com. That's production, singular, no S. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, there's only one Dr. Johnny Dwinell.
I'm not a doctor. I just played on TV.
It just felt right. It just felt like I almost said Dr. Johnny Fever from WKRP in Cincinnati. It almost went there.
I just saw a clip from that on Facebook today with the whole turkey thing with Les Sassoon. That was such a fantastic show.
Oh, so good. So good.
But how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Hey, listen, I just want to tell you, happy Election Day. Happy Election Day, or maybe more appropriately, my condolences.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Whatever's more appropriate today. Yeah, that's right. Today's Election Day in America, and
we're so screwed. It doesn't matter who you vote for.
Oh my goodness!
Well, folks, right. Before we started this recording, we just had a big, long talk about Congress, and that's the issues there. Not left or right or anything like that. Just about incentivizing people to get to do the right thing, and we're just not set up that way as a good business in Congress anymore. That's a shame.
Yep. So we're going to try and, there's going to be a little bit of flavor of electoral day, whatever, today, but we're going to frame it around songwriting opportunities. So we're going to talk about songwriting opportunities and how to get elected for more songwriting opportunities.
Boom. Tip your waiters and waitresses, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
He'll be here all week.
We are on point for the day.
I love it.
Let's hope this comes out on the right day. So, all right. So songwriting opportunities are going to come to you as more and more people in the music businesses, so these are publishers, artists, producers, and other songwriters, think three particular things about you. Okay? The more folks think these things about you, the more doors are going to open for you. And the more inside information you're going to get, and the more successful you're likely to become. So what are these three magic beans that can grow your songwriting career? Okay, buckle up, because I'm about to drop some serious, deep philosophy on you. All right, you ready? Wait for it.
I'm ready. Bring it to me. I'm waiting.
You want people to think, I know you, I like you, I trust you. Boom.
There
you go.
Value bomb.
Right. Yep. Are you surprised that these are the keys to the door of opportunity? If you are surprised, on behalf of the people of Earth, I welcome you to our planet. Okay. I hope you enjoy your visit. While you're here, I suggest you check out the Grand Canyon and pancakes. If you only have time for one, go for the pancakes.
Yeah, that or apple pie. But both of those are really good.
Apple pie is good.
So this is it's relationship based. It's more than a good song. You've got to have that first.
Mm-hmm. Got to have that. But it's just simple human nature that people want to work with people that they know, like, and trust. And if you've listened to this podcast for any amount of time, you've probably heard actually a lot on Johnny's episodes and some on mine, the fact that people have to know, like, and trust you. Yeah. And that's a big part of the music business. So we're going to talk about that. And it's funny because I already put the information together for this episode before I realized that it would be released on Election Day. I was looking down the list, because we pre-record these. And I think it's kind of ironic. You know why that is? Because it's about, how important it is for the people in the music business to know and like you. Okay. And while everyone in America knows who Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are, their name recognition is off the charts for both. Most Americans don't like them and don't trust them. Yeah. But one of them is about to become president.
Yeah.
So it's kind of ironic. So, I mean, please don't learn the wrong lesson from Election Day, okay? The wrong lesson would be like, oh, it doesn't matter if almost nobody likes or trusts me. As long as enough people know who I am, I can make it in the music business, right? Because most people don't like Trump and Hillary. Most people don't trust them, but one is about to get the most powerful office in the world, right?
Yep.
So don't learn that lesson.
And I don't think, generally speaking, that most people know or trust any of their congressmen or senators either.
They're probably not even. They're up there too. So, and there's reasons why the music business is different than politics, and we're not going to spend time talking about politics, but there are some reasons the music business is different. Okay, one is, for one thing, we have more options of who we can work with is a big thing. But we're going to look at each one of these, know, like, and trust. Let's dive into each one for just a little bit. Hopefully help you all out, help you open some doors, right? Help you get elected for more opportunities. All right, you ready for number one?
I am. I know you.
All right. Oh, I know you too.
I know.
Oh, yes, number one. That's number one. I know you. Who's on first? All right. You have to get out there and shake hands, whether in person or digitally. Okay. Complete strangers rarely bring good opportunities. Although, on a side note, there's a really promising email in my inbox right now from a prince in Nigeria.
Yeah, I heard about that guy. I think he's got a lot of money for you.
I'll tell you about that one later. I think it's a really good deal. I'll see if I can catch you in on it.
Don't be the prince in Nigeria, man.
Okay, so, complete strangers don't really bring great opportunities. So I can't tell you, if you're a songwriter, I can't tell you that a new artist on Sony is looking for your type of song if I don't know you and I don't know what type of song you do. All right. If I don't know you, I can't invite you into a really great co-write. So you got to get out there and shake a few hands.
Yep.
Because if they don't know you, they can't bring you opportunities. Pretty
That's right.
basic, pretty simple, but, we're building here.
Well, I mean, it is very basic and it is very simple, but at the same time, why do I feel like it's the most overlooked fact for people that are on the outside trying to get in the music industry? They think I write great songs. Why hasn't the world figured that out? And I mean, we're doing great things at Daredevil Production. I can tell you that right now. We're changing the way the music industry is going to work. But not everybody knows about us, and we're trying to get out there. We're trying to shake hands, aren't we? We're trying to get to know you, the singer, the songwriter, the independent artist, and we're doing it. How are we doing it? We write a blog every week. We do this podcast. We do consulting. We put up different workshops and try to get to know you and get to reach out and meet you. And in fact, we get business from that. I got a client from Amanda's thing 2 years ago. I got a client. 6 months afterwards, but we met, and this lady came up and asked me about Twitter, and I just, of course, get me talking about social media, and you'll never shut me up, just like on this podcast. And
right.
And so, but you know what? She loved that passion. She got to meet me. She decided that she liked me, and then it took a little while, but then she trusted me. So it's the way the world works.
Exactly. I mean, that is good parallels for, this is aimed more at songwriting, but also if you're a musician reaching out to your fans, same kind of thing. Yeah, like Johnny talked about, we're doing a podcast. This is so you get a chance to know us, and we do the blog so you get a chance to know what each of us does. And hopefully that leads you down the next step to decide whether or not, point two, I like you. All right. So that's right. So the music business is rarely like a serious medical condition. I know what you're thinking, and don't say it. Okay, so it's not really like a serious medical condition where there's like only one or two doctors in the world who can help. I mean, in that case, the doctor can be a complete jerk, and you don't really care because he's the only one who can, sew your face back on or whatever.
The facial transplant.
Exactly. It doesn't matter if you like the doctor because he's like the only one that can put your face back on. But that isn't the music business where we're surrounded by talented people. And there are a lot of people that can write you a hit song. There are a lot of people who can play drums for you or play guitar for you or whatever. And so if we're going to extend a good opportunity, we're going to extend that opportunity to someone that we like. In the music business, we aren't stuck with a Donald or Hillary choice. There are inevitably some people around that we actually like, So that's an important thing. It's not enough for them to know you because there are some people like, oh, him, yeah, everyone knows him, yeah. And that's not a good thing. Like his chances of success go down as more people meet him, okay? Right. You don't want to be that guy. You want to be the person, okay, more people are knowing you. And then more people that know you, the more people that like you, like, oh, he's a great guy, or she's awesome. She's a sweetheart. You want that kind of reaction because they're more likely to throw you the bone versus somebody else who they don't know or they know but they don't really care about.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we put that into practice here. Here's a real world example. Neil Schuyler. Mm-hmm. When Neil Schuyler came to town. So first of all, I knew you and I liked you and you knew me and you liked me and I trusted you and you trusted me enough. Yeah. And I was like, hey man, I got this artist coming to town. Would you want to set aside some time and write with her? Killer. Mm-hmm. I told you a little bit about her and you liked what you heard. Just from me though, it was a referral. Right. And then, so that opened the door, but then Neil had to come in and close it. Right? And really deliver. And so you and her and who else was on that? Was it
Jason Cox?
Jason Cox, yeah. And y'all three sat down and after the session was done, we had a killer song and a good experience, right? Like everybody liked what happened in that writing room and that kept the door open for her and created a new relationship for her. She was new to Nashville. She's a Dallas artist, so that I think that's important. But there it is, like, so a relationship to get in the door, and then her ability to make a relationship, show up and work hard and impress you and impress your Jason, and that's it, right? In a nutshell, that's what we're talking about.
That's a lot of it. And speaking of co-writing, a lot of times there's a balancing act, like. I've been blessed to write with some artists with record deals, and there are times where, you win. It's not just enough to win the song as a co-writer. You want to win the hang, know?
Yeah.
You want them to have a good experience. I had an experience where I wrote with an artist and then another person. So it was a three-way, me and this other guy that I've written with several times, and then this artist who I'd just met once before but has had some hits, and we got a chance to write together. And what this artist does is a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but we were working on this idea, and I was kind of pushing for some stuff for the song. Wanting to win the song, make the song as good as it can be. And I think my other co-writer was winning the hang.
Okay.
Like they were hitting it off more like just personally.
Yeah.
Than this artist and I did, just because we're just different people, right? And sometimes you click and sometimes you don't. And this artist and I didn't click as much, whether there's a little bit of nerves on my part or just I can sometimes be kind of all business kind of stuff or whatever. If I'm not sure what else to talk about, this business, write a great song.
Sure.
And then later they ended up getting together, to write some other stuff. And he called me. He's like, hey, listen, I just want you to know I'm getting together with so-and-so. And I just don't want any sneaky Pete stuff. I just will let you know up front. They invited me into co-write. I'm like, that's cool. Yeah. Just because we wrote once together doesn't mean we have to continue.
Yeah, we ain't married. Yeah,
we ain't married. And so, but that was a lesson too. And the song was good enough. The artist demoed it and put her voice on it.
Awesome.
So it was one that was considered. So it was a good song, but I didn't win the hang part of it, and that's an important part. So it was kind of a blind date, with the artist. So then the artist got to know me, but there wasn't enough. I think the artist liked me fine, whatever. Not like we argued or anything, but. That I like you and I really like you and I want to work with you again. Because especially like as an artist, you had so many opportunities of people to write with.
Yep.
Because, got a song on the radio, that kind of stuff. And so you can really be picky because you have all this pool of talented people. Then you pick like, who do I really want to hang out with for whatever reasons? Maybe because, we can talk Alabama football, or we can talk hunting, or we can talk cars, or we can talk purses, or we can talk.
We're on the same planet. They're from the mothership.
Dogs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. From the mothership. Whatever it is, we both do CrossFit, so we can talk about that. Whatever.
I can tell you this, like from an artist standpoint, what was more important to me about the band that I had, and I was blessed to have them within. Most everybody was in like a 25-mile square radius of where I grew up, except for one guy, Daryl, he lived north of Milwaukee, so he's probably about 60 miles away, and we found him just luckily through, I think, word of mouth of the paper or something like that. But he came into the gig. But when we all went to Florida and did that whole thing, it was about the hang as much as it was about the talent. You know what I mean? If he was a jerk, I wasn't going to hang out with them, you know, and not certainly going to be on bus with them or in a car with them or
right.
what, you know, what, forget about it, you know? And, same thing with the writing situation. And by the way, I mean, you turned me on to Kelly Bannon's podcast, Killer.
Yeah.
I listened to 2 episodes of that already. She talks about the real world example of her being a major label artist and having to go on radio tour for 4 months. And she goes, you know what it is? It's about the hang. It's about the hang. She goes, I found myself singing at a bowling alley while we're bowling with the people from this radio station because I want them to like me. I want them, you know, we want to hang out. We want to make something. I want them to get behind me. And that is no different than this. This is creating relationships. This is a deep dissection of how to create a meaningful relationship with somebody that you want to have a relationship with. You know? Yeah,
and that is a really good podcast. It's called This Nashville Life with Kelly Bannon. So you know she used to have a record deal and all that stuff, and she actually an upcoming episode of one maybe you haven't got to yet. She talks about co-writing, and I was just thinking about that when we were talking about the I like you part. She said, there's like this one person I write with. I'm not really sure what they do, like in the writing. Like I can't really say like. Oh, he's lyrics or he's melody or he's track or whatever. I'm not really sure, but I do know that I have such a good time and we get great songs.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure what part he is actually bringing to the song. It may just be the positive vibes that
maybe he's like the professional muse or something.
Allow me to do my best work and we all feel good about each other. So we all just, do our best work. She goes, I'm not really sure what part, like I can't point to a part of the song that he brings to it. But we just know when he's in the room, we have a great time and we get great songs.
And it works. Yeah.
And it works.
Isn't that fantastic? I mean, there it is.
I know. Which I was like, I wish I could be that person. But, she whoever this writer is, obviously she likes him. She enjoys the hang. Yeah. She knows him and she likes him. And it's creating opportunities for this person.
There you go. I know.
Go for it.
So I know you and I like you. Real important.
I know. Now we got to get to the third one. I trust you. All right. So let me tell you about my brother-in-law, Matt Klein. Johnny, you know Matt.
I know Matt real well, yeah.
He's a nut. Yep. So I've known Matt for over a decade now. He's a great guy. So, if he tells me we're going to take a 500-mile road trip in an old Mercedes that he's running on used veggie oil, I'm cool with that.
He really has that.
Yeah. She's like, hey, come on, jump in the car. It's going to smell like a state fair. We're going to just run down to like Missouri, 500 miles away, other side of Missouri. And, we might have to clean some chicken fat out of the fuel filter from time to time. True story.
No way. I got to hear about that.
Yeah. But I trust we're going to get where we're going. Yeah. Side of the road, Missouri. It's like Thanksgiving. We're going to go visit family. And we're like, oh, it's clogging up a little bit. Did it? Pull over. Fuel filter, chicken fat, get it out of there, back in.
Greasy
roll.
rider. The trials and tribulations of Greasy Rider.
Right. Or, if Matt tells me he's going to help me sell some stuff on eBay or Amazon, I am totally down with it. Because after all, Matt's a guy that's found and sold like a stupid amount of, I don't know, urinal cakes in bulk,
right?
Doorknobs, and even a prosthetic leg with shoe from the early 1900s.
Oh, hell no.
He's found and sold on eBay.
That's funny.
If he wants to help me sell some stuff on eBay or Amazon, cool. I'm down with that.
You're down.
But but you know what? If I were to get on an airplane and hear his voice coming over the intercom from the cockpit saying, this is your pilot speaking, I'm getting off the airplane. Okay? You know why? Because while I trust him to go on a road trip and smell like a state fair, while I trust him to help me sell some stuff on Amazon and eBay, and I trust him to write songs with me, I don't trust him to fly an airplane. He has got a lot of skills, but flying an airplane is not one of them. He is not a good fit for that job.
By the way, if you didn't catch on that, I mean, Matt legitimately has a Mercedes that runs on used oil, like cooking oil.
Right. Yeah.
On fryer grease. Yeah. And so that's why when he's saying it smells like a state fair, it really smells like a funnel cakes inside the car.
Right. I made you snort.
That is awesome. Like, that is such a great story.
He's a good dude. So anyway, that was worth this whole podcast for me right then. But anyway, so folks in the music business, there is a segue. There's a point for me telling you about my brother-in-law, Matt. Folks in the music business are less likely to attach their name to you if they don't trust you for that particular job. All right. So, for example, okay, you've had a couple meetings with a publisher. He's gotten to know you and he likes you. That's awesome. That's great. You know, he gets warm fuzzies when he thinks about you. But you know what? He doesn't think your songs are that good. So is he going to set you up on a co-write with his best, like, hot streak writer? No, because he doesn't trust that you'll bring the goods. It doesn't matter that he knows you and he likes you. He doesn't trust that you're going to bring the goods that day. So he's not going to set you up on a co-write because he doesn't want, like, Mr. Hot Streak Songwriter knocking on his door the next day wondering why his day got wasted. He doesn't want to take that chance. He knows you, likes you, but he doesn't trust you. But if he knows you, he likes you, and he does trust you, he can't wait to set you up on that co-write. Yeah. Because he likes you. He wants to do good things for you. That's what we want to do for people we like, and he trusts you. So not only is he bringing value to you, he's bringing value to his hot streak songwriter.
Which makes him look cool. Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
Right. So more trust is going to lead to bigger opportunities.
And can we just on that magnifier glass, just going down to like 20, 30, 40x on that and go a little bit deeper. And I know this, like, from a creative development standpoint, when I'm putting an artist with a certain set of writers, I'm very cognizant of, first of all, of course, I'm only going to pick writers that I believe, number one, write great songs, right? That are going to add value to that project. But number two, I'm not pairing a writer that I trust for melody with another writer that I trust for melody. Right. Somebody got to be a lyricist in the room. Somebody got to trust for words, you know? So it boils down to as well as, you know, is this writer going to fit the vibe of this particular artist? And at Daredevil, I mean, we're doing country stuff. We've got rock stuff. We've got pop stuff that we're working with. So different writers, good for different things, you know? Some guys, home run country music, can't write a rock song, save a life. You know what I mean? And you've got to know that and then trust that, okay, I'm going to put them here or here. But like, you're a lyric guy, so I'm gonna put you working with Neil, for instance, who's extremely good on melody, you know, and Jason, who's I imagine great on melody and lyrics as well, but also plays an instrument and can just make the whole thing come to life and sing his butt off, you know. Right. That just worked really, really well. And so knowing and trusting, like, what part of the writing process are you really, really good at, and then pairing you up with somebody that's going to complement your talent really well. And that's about trusting that, okay, not only do I trust that you're going to bring good lyric, but also trust that you're going to be a good hang, and you're not going to be disruptive, right? You're not going to be, I mean, we've all seen it in football, where you have the great superstar wide receiver or whatever, but he's just, or quarterback, superstar premier athlete who's just so freaking disruptive to the team. Right. He doesn't get a job. Like, it supersedes the talent. Like, they're like, you know what, dude, we're a team. You got to be. You're
not worth it.
Yeah, you're not worth. You're not the drama. Worth the drama. Yeah. So all that comes down to that whole I trust you part too. Just from from my perspective of doing that.
Right. It's not just the trust of the skill set. It's also the trust of the other stuff. And that's right. It's not just general trust. It's trust you in regards to what this particular situation calls for. Yeah. You can trust me on lyric. You don't trust me on melody, nor should you. You don't trust me to sing the demo, that kind of stuff. Right. You can, just because I trust someone to, babysit my kids doesn't mean I trust them to, fly an airplane or to change the oil in my car.
And I've seen a lot of people go down in this town by putting, I trust her because she's my girlfriend, so I trust her to do everything, and it's like, no, that's not a good idea. Like, that's not a good idea at all, or vice versa. I trust him because he's my boyfriend. I've seen a major label artist fall apart, give all her money away, and because she trusted her boyfriend, who was a drummer, and didn't make the record. Like, I mean, just you gotta, it's all you do it in your life every day if you think about it,
Yeah, I trust certain people for different things. And you're talking about that co-write with Neil. Like, you invited me in because you know, like, and trust me for that opportunity. Yep. I invited Jason in because I know Jason, right? Because we've written together before. I like Jason. He's a good hang, so I knew I would enjoy being in the room with him. And then I trusted him, for the skill set needed. I mean, he's good with He's a good singer. He's a good guitar player, good melody writer, good lyricist. He's kind of a utility guy. You can do all that stuff.
Right.
And so I trusted him. I wouldn't have brought him in if I didn't trust that he was going to be right for that opportunity. Plus, he's more, pop leaning, that kind of stuff. So I thought that from what you told me about Neil, that was going to be a good fit, that sort of thing.
Yeah, a nice little ingredient in the soup. Yeah. And it
Exactly.
was. And it was fantastic. You guys came up with the best song that we got out of the 4 weeks she was in town writing.
Thank you.
And that's just a fact.
Well, thank you. But remember, it all goes back with getting to know someone and someone getting to know you. So you want to reach out in person at industry events. You want to reach out at writers' nights, workshops, online groups, through social media. There are good ways to go about that and bad ways to go about that. You want to be likable. And then you want to knock their socks off with your songs and your professionalism.
Yeah.
And then you start getting more opportunities.
I want to add a little something to that. We won't run too long, but man, paying for it's not a bad idea either. Getting involved with an organization like NSAI or something like that, where you're actually going to get some face-to-face time with you, to do some of those things. When I first started learning Pro Tools and just trying to be an engineer, I used to pay my ex-partner, Kelly. I would fly him out to L.A., and he would charge me the bro rate just because the hang was good, right? And we would just do anything to make an excuse to hang together. And he would give me I was nowhere near what he would normally get in town here, but he would help me work on my stuff, and I got to learn. And that was my education. I was like, wait, why are you setting the compressor like that? How come you scooped out the 300 there on the acoustic? Oh, well, because we're doing it this way and da-da-da-da-da. And I was, oh, man, genius. You know what I mean? And it was, listen, that was the least expensive education I got. I promise you the year I was at University of Whitewater was worthless. You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot more than what I paid Kelly. You know what I mean? So it's these kinds of things, like to initiate, to get out. Maybe you're in a corner of the world where there's not a lot of professional songwriting going on and relationships to be made. You can make them. And if you've got the chops, bring it. Spend a couple bucks and get in the right room and watch what happens.
Exactly. So that's pretty much what I had for today. So election day, if you're still up, waiting for the returns to come in, maybe just need to take a break. Go write a song. Go listen to some other old episodes of the C.L.I.M.B. Something positive.
That's right. But that's not all you're giving away, my friend. What else we got going on for you?
Oh, that's right. I do have a free ebook that you can download. It's called Think Like a Pro Songwriter. It gives you some insight into the mindsets of a professional songwriter like myself. Everything from 10 ways to get on the radar of a music publisher to how to pro writers know who's looking for songs. Like, I got these songs. How do I even know who's looking for them? It goes into that. It goes into a bunch of other stuff. So it's an easy read. It's pretty quick. It's free. You can get it at giftfrombrent.com. That's giftfrombrent, BRENT.com. And check it out. Let me know what you think about it.
There you go. So 2 things. Step 1, you have to get the book. Okay, it's free. Just tell them where to send it. Step 2, be a pioneer and actually read it.
Exactly. Yes.
Owning the book is not going to help your career. Reading the book and applying the knowledge will help your career. Will put you in the right direction.
There you go. I try to make it easy for you. I tried to spell everything correctly. It's in a nice readable font. It's in English with a little bit of Southernese maybe thrown in.
That's right. A little something, a little flavor.
Try to make it easy for you. But yeah, so check it out.
All right, you guys. Well, listen, that brings us to the end of another C.L.I.M.B episode. Thank you, Brent, for your insight. That was genius. We do this every day because we want you to win. So, leave a message. Share the information if you liked what you heard today. Leave a comment or a rating and review on iTunes. Let us know what you think, and really let the world know what you think, because that makes a difference. And we just want you to win. We want to help you out. That's what we're here for. So keep on climbing.
And we'll see you at the top.